Pete's trying his best to see where our second drone went down in the last week. The boys found this stuff called old man's beard lichen, and they made themselves mustaches. They were just playing like kids again.
Welcome to another episode of The Epic Family Road Trip.
That's disgusting.
Bend in, buddy. There you go.
Ready? Ready, little guy? Let's go on an adventure.
Beautiful, eh?
Absolutely stunning.
So Dad, this is Settlers Road.
Yeah, it's a logging road.
How far does it go in?
I don't know. We just gotta go to the end of the park and then we're by the trail, I think.
So we're exploring the back roads of BC here, and we're running the drone, and it looks like it might have caught on a tree and crashed, but Pete's walking back to see what's up.
It looked like it dropped.
It dropped.
She's toast.
That doesn't sound good.
Both arms are broken and the battery's out.
That's not good.
I think the arm just broke off, Dad.
Oh my word.
Wow. That's cracked right in the body.
Cracked on the body, cracked both rotors.
Ay, 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 ay.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's twice that it's landed itself into a tree. It just says landing, automatically lands into a tree.
Well, we can't cry over split milk.
I could cry.
I could cry.
That's so dumb, actually. Like, I just can't even believe it. So right now we're on a logging road called Settlers Road, and we've been driving for about 40 minutes now, just down it. We had planned to take all these routes down to the Kootenai River, and there's a bunch of rapids that you can park right up next to, and tons of campsites that you drive up all off-road into the mountains to get to a campsite to, and we wanted to check them all out. But this time of year, even though we are coming into, well, obviously we're in spring, coming into summer almost, there's still like 5 feet of snow on some of the trails, all mounted up, and tons of ice even just on this road. It's really icy, so there's no real way for us to get off of this road, but we're gonna keep exploring forward and see what we can find, and just check it out.
Yeah.
I'll walk and see what the snow is like and ice and everything. Come on, Leno.
Careful, it's icy.
It's not too bad. I think we dig pretty deep into it. But
It looks like they just went in a little bit plowed, and then it stops steep.
What's it like?
I mean, it's kind of deep in places, but I think it'd be pretty easily managed. And the snow here is pretty hard, which could mean it's slippery, but it's too warm for it to be icy.
Hey! Is that fun? Is that fun? Yeah.
All right, so the snow is fairly deep and it's got a nice thick layer of ice underneath, so it's not ideal. It's really easy to get stuck, but we're just gonna be bold and press on here and just trying to make it down to the river. You can see it's not that far if you look on the GPS. The Kootenai River runs down in here, and we can see the little path going in. There's a couple of different options. I think we'll stay to the left here if we don't get stuck. If we do, time for winches and max tracks. All right, let's try it.
All right, so a minute ago I was talking about how all these trails are too filled up with snow to drive on. We found one that seems like snowplow came in about 20 feet into it and then it goes back to that snow, but it's not as deep as the other places. And since it's probably about plus 16 today, this has all turned to packing snow rather than powder and ice. It still is quite slippery, but it at least packs down and becomes a pretty solid trail to drive on. So we have Vandy just sitting up here waiting so that we don't have two vehicles that could potentially slide into each other and get stuck. We've got just Worsley plowing a trail, just going back and forth, trying to get a good track for the tires to go in. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool to take the two Arctic Jeeps out on a bit of an Arctic trail. This leads down to the Kootenai River. Should be beautiful.
See how deep that is? That's why it's doing that. Yeah, so we're kind of bottoming out. It's I don't know. I could probably ram it, but I'm not really into that. I don't think that's gonna be the best way to do it. So I'm just gonna try to back out without getting stuck.
Maybe in another week we can try this camping spot.
Yeah, I think if we keep up with this warm weather, it's gonna melt down fast. So the plan was, I found a site that was in this loop. It's called Horseshoe Rapids, but these trails are all, these little black dotted lines are all like what you see up here. Very, very deep snow and some drifting and things like that. But when it melts off, and if we're still in this area, I can't wait to explore all these dotted lines. They just go on forever into the mountains here. But for now, we're trying to back out of this little guy here and get back on the main dirt road there.
All right, so what's the plan now?
We'll just drive a bit farther, see if we can find a place with a nice view of the mountains and some sunlight, and we'll make a coffee and then we'll head back.
Sounds like a plan. So our little plan to go into the snow there didn't really work out. We started scraping our diff and everything, and even with us packing, like moving in and then going back to pack the snow down to make a better trail, just kept getting deeper and deeper every single run, and it was a good 4 feet until you touch bottom, so we'd be sitting up on our chassis. Wheels would be free floating. Wouldn't be too much fun. I'm sure we could get out. We've got our max tracks, Deadman, and 2 winches, but it's just not worth it. You know, we'll end up just breaking stuff just for the sake of trying it. So we're gonna continue up on this log road, as Dad said. Let's find a nice place, a good view, and then make some coffee and head back home. It's fun exploring these things. Probably try to do this as often as we can to see if we can't find any good trails or if anything clears up.
Lando, come on. Why are you in there?
Alright, so this for quite a while now, driving up this road, we've been looking for a spot with a bit of a mountain view, and we were just discussing if we were going to turn around or not, and you just exploded on all sides. There's beautiful mountain peaks. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Where's Pete?
Lando.
Where's Pete?
Fish. That smells fun.
Is that salmon?
Must be.
Wow.
Copper dog.
Smoked salmon.
Fish. Yeah, it's salmon.
Wow.
That's cool.
Does it keep good?
Probably. Try that. It's actually really, really, really good. Wow. It's almost like jerky salmon.
This was a little gift from the fine folks in Alaska at Northern Knives. And that looks like some beautiful smoked salmon. You can also get yourself a Epic Family Road Trip knife. This thing is just a really well-built utility knife. Extremely sharp and strong and durable. Just good for all usages. Even kill a bear with it.
Boy. You like it?
So we found a little clearing here, which is kind of nice. It's been a lot of forest all the way, and this allows us to see the mountain peaks in the distance. It's a beautiful spot, and it also gives us full access to the sun. And oh man, you guys feel that? After being up here in kind of cold weather for the last couple of weeks, that hot sun is amazing. The snow is going to be melting off over the next week or so, I think. Although we're not from BC, so we don't know how it works, but I think similar to Ontario, when that hot sun starts hitting, it's going to start melting really quick, and that might give us access to some of the trails that come off of this side road. So make sure you stick around. We're going to do a little more exploring up here in British Columbia, Canada. Brought this down in New Mexico a couple of weeks ago. It's funny how things change. One minute we're in New Mexico expecting to be in the Southwest for the whole winter. A few days later we're up in Canada. But I hope all of you guys are practicing good social distancing. I know we sure are. We haven't seen a soul all day. But yeah, staying away from crowds, not going to parties or groups where there's groups of people. That's what it's all about. Not necessarily just sitting inside your house, unless you're in certain parts of the country where that's mandatory. Up here, it's just, you just got to stay away from people so you don't infect them and you don't get infected yourself. We're in grizzly bear country, and we're more likely to see a grizzly bear than another human.
Good.
Did this.
Good boy. You get fish for being good. Oh.
I could have that.
He's so chill.
Oh, it'd be like on The Incredibles.
Come on. Up, up.
Come on now, no.
All aboard.
Just as a safety thing, when we're here on dirt trails, we just like to, before heading onto the road, clean up our license plates and things.
Yeah, like. Big dog. Big doggy boy.
Alright, so we just wrapped up driving through those roads today. We're back on the highway, heading back to our apartment. That was a lot of fun. We got to see a bunch, and it was really great to be back in the Jeeps on some actual dirt roads and trails. It was actually really good to see all that, though. It kind of gives us an idea of how we might want to travel back to the island, all the way across Canada back to Ontario. And I think that'd be an epic way to do it, at least as far as we can. But yeah, good day on the road.
Morning, it's March 20th, and this is the day we leave for Ontario. Jeeps are pretty much all packed. We've got a bit more to do, just to bring down from the condo in the background there, and then we're heading out. We're pretty excited. Done our quarantine and all that stuff, so cannot wait to get back on the road. You excited to hit the road? Excited to get back in the Jeep? All right, the road is unplowed, pretty deep, but we're gonna give it a try. Oh, not enough speed. No. We should probably wait. Alright. Once we're on the grass, we'll be a little laughing.
We're just heading along the trail here. First day out, it's really nice. But as I was walking around filming, I noticed that there's a lot of old man beard lichen on these trees, which is fire tinder. I went into a lot of detail on what this stuff is and how well it works in our 4 tinders video. But this stuff is really cool. You can see here, there's just a ton of it on all of these branches. So I'm just collecting as much as we can for fire tonight, and also just to store in my bag for use in different times. Really, really cool stuff though.
So this is Pete's trying his best to see where our second drone went down in the last week. We just bought a brand new one. We were flying over, somehow we lost it, and it had to land itself somewhere, and it could be in the forest, could be in the river, it could be hopefully on the road somewhere. We're gonna drive down and check it out, and let's just hope for the best. But that card, the SD card on that, had all our footage from yesterday and the day before.
And it was probably our best footage yet.
It was incredible footage, a beautiful camp spot last night. It's just, I don't even know what to say. It's such a bad scenario right now, but we're gonna drive back and just hope and pray we find it.
The stupid thing is that there's no cell, so there's no way to tell the map, and it can't load.
So we're heading into the woods to just look around and see if we get lucky. If the drone went down somewhere where we can actually see it in the forest. 1 in a million, but it's worth trying. Taking our bear spray because we are in grizzly country. And even if the drone is broken and we find it, we want to get our hands on that footage because that was...
If it's way up in one of these trees, it's like almost 100-foot tall trees.
That was good footage, but yeah, we're gonna do some hunting here and see what we come up with. We would take Lando and he would actually probably increase our odds, but there's a warning sign saying keep pets on a leash. There's an active trap line here, so we don't want Lando stepping on a trap.
There we go.
Nice. Let it burn. Don't touch it. Just let it burn. Ouch. Still going. Nice, now most of the sticks are on fire.
Hey, let me see your bear bell. What did you get for your birthday? A bear bell. You see what that is? Just so you don't scare a grizzly if they hear you coming. All right, here's the plan. We all sat down and got over the fact that we just lost another drone. It just threw an entire monkey wrench into our plans. But we were gonna camp here by that beautiful river, the Kootenai River. But we thought, I mean, I used to be in the lawn mowing business, and if we lost or broke a lawnmower or a trimmer or a backpack blower, you can't just say, well, I'm not going to buy another one. We're just going to keep working. You have to replace the gear, as painful as that is, especially twice in the span of about 2 weeks. So, or less. But, I mean, in life, you get knocked down sometimes and things happen to you, and you only have two choices. You can either sit there and complain and roll over and die, or you can just get up and say, well, we got to keep going. So financially, it's a big hit. That's $4,000 of equipment lost and now has to be replaced. That's $6,000. We don't make $6,000 on videos to pay for that, so it's a big financial hit. It's a big blow because we really also, the card was almost full of just all our footage from yesterday and last night, and we had 2 episodes on there that we were so excited to share with you. Anywho, they're gone. We do have a bit of the footage on other cameras, so we'll piece together an episode for you. But we sat down and we said, we're gonna choose the positive side of this, and we're gonna just suck it up. We have to go and buy another drone. But we're in the middle of the wilderness here, so it's a day's drive back to that other camp. We're gonna go back to there. Then it's a day's drive to civilization where we can order a drone or go pick one up or something. And then we're gonna get back in the saddle and we're gonna redo our footsteps because we do have time. We're on our way back to Ontario, but we're not in a huge hurry. Just because it's still cold back there. The lakes are melted off. We could get in, but it's, you know, there's no big hurry to get back. So instead of camping here tonight, we're gonna start heading back towards civilization. So even though we had almost set up, the tents weren't up, but we had everything else unpacked, we're packing back up. We're gonna go back, spend the night at that camp we were at last night. The next day go into town, and then we'll keep going. But man, what a bummer. I mean, even if I found the drone crashed and it was broken like the last one, at least we could pull the data card out and rescue all those awesome memories. But that's the painful part, is losing the memories, but we always got them up here, and we'll try to piece together a good video for you.
I mean, 99% went right, but then the 1%.
The day was great. It's just when all your footage and your second drone in 2 weeks drops out of the sky and you can't find it.
2 new drones lost in as many days.
Painful.
Mm-hmm.
He's so happy to be out here. Yesterday, in the footage we lost, we got here, he jumped out of the Jeep and just started running. He was so happy to be out of quarantine, just like we were. Kids were playing in the forest and making little forts, and the boys found this stuff called the beards. What is it? Something, old man's beard lichen, and they made themselves mustaches. They were just playing like kids again. You guys watching are probably just can't wait to get out of quarantine. Yeah, we spent a month there and then got here and just acted like little kids. and can't wait till it's all over and you guys can get out here too. But we lost all that footage, so. This is a great axe. Comes with the front runner kit, I'll show you. Like that. And then we just have a bolt that screws on there and off you go. It's pretty handy. Another question we get asked a lot is, what's up, where do I get that fire reflector that you guys always have in your videos? Well, it's called the original fire reflector, you can see here, and it's made by MC Ranch Overland. Their website is being developed right now. It should be out in a week or a couple of weeks. It's all been slowed down by everything going on in the world, but that'll be out soon, and then you'll be able to buy them online. But in the meantime, you can follow the inventor at Instagram.com/MC Ranch Overland, or just go to @MC Ranch Overland. I'm going to show you how this works. This is something that once you have it, you want to use it all the time. We definitely use this every night. It's got a little bit of weight to it. I actually don't know how many pounds, but I'll find that out for you. Or you can ask when you get to MC Ranch. But it's in a nice package here. So there's a nice bag for when you're storing it in your vehicle. And as you can see, it's only about an inch thick when it folds down. And so that slides, we just slide it in beside our fridge and it takes up no space at all. And then it folds out just like this. And you create a bit of an arch if you're going to be sitting over there. And it just it reflects back on the people when you're sitting there at a campfire at night. The light reflects on the faces, so it makes a real sense of community. It reflects heat back on you, so it makes your fire way more efficient. And it's also a wind blocker. Right now we don't have any wind, but if the wind picked up going that way, we'd turn the shield over here. It's great on the beach. We're going to use it up north at the lake where we have wind coming off the lake all the time. One of those things, you know, once you have a fire with the shield, you almost don't want to go back to just a regular fire. So the kids were out hiking in the snow yesterday. Their boots and their socks were soaked, so you can just you get the radiation from the fire but also from the shield. And we laid wet socks over this and they dried up nice and fast. So multi-purpose piece of equipment. We love it. Yum, yum. Thank you. Good boy, Lando.
You ordered a double-double?
Thank you, Mom.
Good morning. We are back at the same spot we were at yesterday, kind of starting over after that disastrous drone crash and the loss of all of our footage. But we're having a coffee here, having a reset, kind of family meeting, figure out what we did wrong. I think everybody dreamed the same dream last night, going, oh, what if I had only emptied the card the night before? What if we had landed the drone a bit earlier? Because what happened is the phone, it operates on 3 different batteries. You got the battery that flies the drone, and that was fine. That one was fully charged. You have a controller, and that one was at about 17%. And then you have to put a phone in when the phone has an app on it that flies the drone, and the phone was really low. And so we thought, let's just quickly get it up there and capture some video by the river. And what happened is when it was way up high, the phone died. So now all of a sudden you can't see where you're going, you can't control the drone anymore. Typically it would land itself, and often it'll go back to where you took off, but it landed itself somewhere that we couldn't find. So it could have landed in the middle of the river for all we know, or in the forest somewhere. But anyway, I think we all dreamed the same dream of what ifs, coulda, shoulda, wouldas. And now we're gonna kind of reboot, replan, reset our schedule, and put this behind us and start over. So it's gonna be a fun day.
And in the meantime, we'll see you down the road.